My name is Commodore Jonathan Mead and I am the moderator for this afternoon's session titled Naval Diplomacy and Maritime Power Projection. And if I could just ask if we could put the first slide on the screen, please. I thought in researching for this topic I would try and uncover some archival footage of our two presenters during their heyday whilst I was ministers. And apart from encapsulating the hands-on approach that each minister took to their portfolio, I think the photo does nicely encapsulate the diversity of roles and tasks that navies are asked to execute by government. With Minister Hill here, with George Maguire dealing with peacekeeping operations, and then at the other end of the spectrum we saw Minister Beazley engaging in naval diplomacy but also on USS Missouri, high-end warfighting. Now this session is the final slot for today, but I think you'd agree with me, we've left the best for last with the two presenters that we have. And it does give me immense pleasure to introduce the two speakers, Ambassador Kim Beazley and Professor Robert Hill. Despite their different political affiliations, they have had very similar career trajectories. Both were highly skilled in the social sciences, both served for over 2 decades in the Australian Parliament, both served as Ministers for Defence, both served abroad in ambassadorial portfolios, and both have reinvested that knowledge back into the academic community. And I think it is fair to say that Kim Beazley and Robert Hill are giants in the field of political military affairs, and we're privileged to have them with us today. Our first presenter, Kim Bomber Beazley, presided over the ministry during a period of great international turmoil. It was a period of strategic shock. It saw the end of the Cold War, the collapse of the Berlin Wall, the fall of the Soviet Empire, and the move away from bipolarity. Making matters worse, in 1990, a small invasion across the Kuwaiti border saw strategic shock number 2, and this placed the Royal Australian Navy on a war footing. Now, Australia was well positioned to meet these challenges, as only 3 years previous, the government, under his direction, had commissioned Professor Paul Dibb to undertake a comprehensive review of Australia's military posture. Ambassador Beazley could not be with us today, but he is in the cloud, and his discourse will look at the tenets of self-reliance, planning and force structure, which were really thrown into harsh relief during his time as Minister. So I'll now hand over to Ambassador Beazley.